He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine BOTSIO.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermaine BOTSIO. And on today's show, I have a very, very, very good friend. He goes by the name of Anthony Allen, Liberal Demon Slayer. How are you doing here, sir?
Fantastic. We haven't been on the air for about a couple of weeks, and I have missed the Conservative Nation family. I hear through the grapevine that they've missed me, so that does touch my heart. We have some business to take care of. We know that the liberals, radical Democrats, they are in disarray, and when you corner an animal in a corner like this, they just go kind of wild. And so they're breaking out. They're trying to accuse conservatives and liberals of all kinds of shenanigans. They are trying to accuse us of the shenanigans Democrats are doing.
Yep.
And we need to talk about that, okay? And of course, we have some crazies out there. We call them racists. And these are the black racists. They're out there. And we're going to talk about that too. So we have some unfinished business to take care of. Right, Jermaine BOTSIO?
Absolutely. Unfinished business, unfinished roasting and flaming. I can tell you that. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Pookie Martinez. Pookie Martinez donated, took the $5 challenge on our Rumble chat. Shout out to Pookie. Pookie says, Kanye, $5 challenge. Kanye cutting ties for freedom. May give up being a billionaire, but still be a millionaire. Welcome back, Jermaine and Anthony. Let's flame. Absolutely. Shout out to Pookie Martinez. Let me go ahead and just give you the customary. There you go. Shout out to Pookie Martinez. Took the $5 challenge on Rumble chats. Absolutely. We got a lot to discuss tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready to flame. I'm ready to get down to business. Whole world is going crazy right now. We definitely got to talk about it. So make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. That is the only way that we can get like-minded individuals to commune with us. You get what I'm saying? So that we can get the word out. Yes, we are not crazy, ladies and gentlemen. They are the crazy ones. I want folks to understand. Yeah, the people with the purple hair that are running around looking crazy, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, those folks are crazy. We are the same folks. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Anthony Allen, buddy, pal, are you ready to fight?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Make sure you do share. First one up, I want to go ahead and show you guys a viral video, and it deals with the movie Wakanda Forever. If you guys didn't know, there is a new installment on this movie called Wakanda. It was made by two white Americans, two white people. They've made this movie, and let me tell you something, black folks have taken this movie to heart. They believe Wakanda over Jesus. I kid you not. They have altars at home to Wakanda and everything. And now there's an installment, second edition of Wakanda called Wakanda Forever. And let me tell you something, Negroes are at it, especially the racist ones. They are telling white people what they can and cannot wear to Wakanda Forever opening. They even telling white folks to stay home. This ain't your movie. I kid you not. I want to go ahead and show you guys this clip of a racist black woman who's telling white people to stay out of the Wakanda Forever opening. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. It's America. And folks are crazy. Let me go ahead and run it when it come back. I'll definitely get your take on this here. Make sure you share. Don't treat us like your baby mama. Don't treat us like your crazy uncle. You know the drunk one? Yeah, I got one too. When he call, you know what happens? I don't even pick up the phone. Because either he wants some money for some more booze or he in jail. One of the two. And you know me, I ain't gonna help him. Hit that like button, make sure you share. Here we go.
No woman, no cry. This message is to all our would-be accomplices and white allies. This message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio. If you really want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause, do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go. And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. That is your job. You can go see it on another weekend. Go see it on the second or third weekend. But the first weekend, that's for us. To do anything other than this is anti-black.
Man, oh man. Anti-black. Anthony Allen, this is absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So this black woman is saying to white Americans who've created this movie, by the way, two white men created this fictional movie about some black Africans. Apparently, she's telling white people to stay home. Go ahead and purchase your ticket and give it to Roscoe's down at the Chicken and Waffle House who can't afford a ticket. And if you come in, you stay next to the door and use your body as a shield. My goodness gracious, Anthony Allen. Man, it must suck to be white right now. What do you think about this nonsense? How racist can you be?
Yeah, this is completely, totally ridiculous on so many levels, Jermaine BOTSIO. We're talking about a fiction, right? Wakanda is fiction. It's make-believe. They made it up. And these black people, what are they doing? They are like believing in Wakanda, okay? It's like it's some kind of deity now, like heaven somewhere, okay? But this is completely ridiculous. Look at this woman. She's wearing this leopard print costume, okay? And she has these glued on claws, growl, growl. Boy, she's fierce. And then she has tackle in the middle of her lip. Now, you know, in
All
Tennessee,
sorts of
us country boys, we would take her fishing with us. And anytime we lose a lure or lose a weight, we'll say, come here, honey. And we would take that thing off her lip, put it on a fishing line, and throw it back out there. Okay. And now she has this ring nose, this nose ring also. What does she think she is? She wants someone to lead her around like an ox, the oversized glasses.
I'm telling you.
But I need to get to the big item here too. Here's a black person. She's tying hair on her hair to make it long. So she's appropriating what she hates the most, white people. This is called cultural appropriation. She doesn't like white people, but she wants long hair like white people, and she wants to tie it on. And it looks so horrible. It looks so tacky, And this woman, of course, it leads down to this racist inferiority complex, okay? Yep. What she is asking, she wants white people to give her reparations for the moving. Okay, this is war on white people, as you alluded to, and this is also reparations. Now, this black person has never been a slave.
Nope.
And she wants reparations from these white people that never owned a slave. Okay, now what kind of inferior complex do you have when you tell people that, you know what, we're so inferior that we want white people to take care of us. We are so inferior that white people have to guard us. We are so inferior, but they just have to take care of us. It sounds like to me that she wants to be owned.
Yeah.
Like a slave. Okay. And that's all this is. This is ridiculous on so many levels.
It is
racist on so many levels. But I tell you what her main problem is. She ain't got no man.
Yep.
Okay. She has a bad, like she dresses bad. She has a bad attitude. And guess what? She ain't got no man that wants to take her to a movie. So now she wants white people to give her a ticket to go. If she would change her attitude and take off that costume and those long claws and get a hairdo, she may have some nice gentlemen that want to take her out. And she wouldn't have to be such a racist to have white people take her out. She's ridiculous.
She is. She's absolutely ridiculous. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of black Americans who think like her. This notion that she calls white people white allies is just a farce. It's a fraud. And I want white people to understand, if you hear a black person speaking like this, this person is confused. This person is trying to use you. I'm telling you, Anthony Allen, these people are not good at all. For the fact that she would sit up here and then tell white people, hey, don't come to this opening that it was created in. This movie was created by two white men created this movie. And then you're talking about they should buy a ticket and give it to a black family. Now, Matthew Steinacker says, why don't that black family get themselves a job? I agree with that with you, Matthew. I absolutely agree with you. Black folks can pay for their own gosh darn racist movie if they want to. This is absolutely crazy. And then on top of that, Anthony Allen, you pointed it out. This black woman is cultural appropriating white folks. She got a hair hat on top of her hair to make her hair look longer. And then you're sitting here telling white people, hey, you can't come here. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't start pointing out these type of stuff, these fools will ruin America just like they're doing right now. It's absolutely outrageous. And the fact of the matter, Anthony Allen, we live in a time where these folks, these black Americans, these racists can come out fully and say stuff like this without being shamed, without feeling like, hey, I shouldn't say this, right? There's no shame in their game because they know that there's a lot of the population that agree with that nonsense. And to me, that is such a detriment to our society right now. Last words on this here, sir.
It is a detriment to our society when, Black people have this double standard that they can say the most racist things about white people and get away with it. Okay. But I want to reiterate my point once again. Whenever we find these Black women that are racist, I guarantee you they don't have a man, they don't have a husband,
Yup.
and no one is taking them out, and they're pissed off, and they're taking it out on white people. Okay, if she would dress better, get her a hairdo, get her a attitude adjustment,
I'm
she
telling
may
you,
have
looking
someone
crazy like
that would
this.
ask her out. Okay, but she doesn't have a man. She has this nasty attitude, is I don't need no man. That's her attitude. But you
Yup.
know what? I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. And America should be sick of it. And someone should be calling her out. And I hope that Black people call out the racism of Black people. I hope that white people call out the racism of Black people. And I
Mm-hmm.
hope that people say to these Black people, you know what? It's a movie.
I'm
You
telling
know,
ya.
this isn't real. They made it
Oh,
all up. Go and enjoy it, but don't base your life on a movie, okay? And we know that when the first Wakanda came out, you had Black women cutting their hair off,
yup.
trying to
They
be a
had.
baldy. They're marching around like there's some kind of bodyguards. It was the stupidest thing you ever would have seen. They had church services where the ushers became these bald-headed
I'm telling
bodyguards.
ya.
It was awful.
You're absolutely right. These Black folks are so retarded right now. They got a Wakanda church, all sorts of dumb stuff. It's same with this fraud of a movie, The Woman King.
Yes.
Yeah, they got this Black woman look darker than the oil in my truck. Let me tell ya, gosh darn it, I ain't playing. And it's a fraud of a movie. It really is. There's nothing real about the movie. If you did some research on the folks, you would know that they're slave catchers.
Yeah.
The whole movie is just a fraud. And then a woman king, like women can be king. Does she got a Johnson? I mean, it just blows my mind. So when I look at the stuff that is going on nowadays, this fantasy world that they try to push for Black folks and minorities is what's fueling a lot of the racism that you see today. Because somebody getting this passionate about a fantasy movie to the point where you're telling a person of a different ethnicity not to come, to give your ticket to a Black person, it blows my mind. It really does. And it perpetuates the stereotype that somehow Black folks are being discriminated against in this country right now. They're being ostracized. Somehow they're being oppressed. And Anthony Allen, that is not the case. That is not true. So, it just needs to be put out there, and folks need to be strong enough to push back against the racists. And folks who want to point out racism need to look in the mirror. Yes. Because one thing I can tell you, the people who are out front, out loud about racism are the racists. Yes. That's what I found out, Anthony Allen. The folks who are looking for the racism, looking for the racists, those folks are the racists. So can't get around that. Let's go ahead. Any last words before we move on here, sir?
Hey, man, you have just hit the nail on the head. The racists are the racists that always talk about racism. That's who's doing this. If they talk about it all the time, then they are racist. And Black people always talk about racism all the time. And like you said, It needs to stop.
Absolutely. There was a racist who got sentenced this week. Derek Brooks, you know, the Waukesha racist that ran over some white folks.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. And he killed. Didn't he kill 6 or 7 white people? Right?
Yeah, he killed 6 and wounded 30 or 40 or 50. I mean, you know,
where was the media on that? Where was the white liberals on that? You know what I'm saying? Pointing out the racism everywhere you look. Gosh darn it, Derek Brooks is black as hell and he's racist. Where is the media coverage on that?
Oh, yeah. They didn't want to talk about that, but I watched it. You watched it, and you could tell this man needed to be in prison for life.
Yeah.
And that's what he got. But he needed to have the death penalty, actually, for what he did.
He did. And Anthony Allen, just one more question.
Yes.
How come there wasn't a whole group of where was the white people marching? You know, where was the group of white people marching saying our lives matter too? We don't want to be killed by any black buffoons or racists. You get what I'm saying? Gosh darn it. It's silent, ain't it?
Yeah, the silence is deafening. You know, like these white people, they didn't burn down Waukesha. You know, like they didn't burn down the state, Wisconsin. They didn't have some kind of movement that swept across America where they burned down cities. Okay. And, you know, they allowed the justice system to take its course. Okay. And that's what you call being of law and order. But, you know, a lot of black people, they want to just burn down everything for any reason whatsoever. And it really has got to stop. The only way to stop it is for people like you and I and good white people and black people to talk about it. I want white people to start talking about these black people that do horrible things.
Absolutely horrible. It was a horrible thing that he did. The media placated even when it happened, down to even the verdict they placated. This is how evil the media is, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very evil folks. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my guy, Ron Gusto. Donated, took our $10 challenge on Cash App. I believe the brother is on YouTube. Shout out to Ron Gusto. Absolutely. Shout out to Ron Gusto. Ron G. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Let's go ahead and move forward. We got a lot more to discuss. And you know, we about to... You know it. Next one up, I want to speak to you about an LGBTQ queen or king. This person is in Russia right now. And let me tell you something. They're going to be doing some hard time. Very hard time. I'm speaking about Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner, apparently, his appeal got rejected. And Brittney Griner is going to serve 9 years in Russian prison, ladies and gentlemen. 9 years. Gosh darn it. The same number of lives for a cat. Doesn't a cat have 9 lives? Shoot. She's up to par with a cat right now, you know? Let me go ahead and run this when it come back. I want to speak about it. Brittney Griner. Court rejects her appeal. Biden and them didn't come to her rescue. My goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, she's going to be speaking Russian by the end of these 9 years. I can tell you that. Some good Russian. Here we go. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share.
Russia, where women's basketball star Brittney Griner had her appeal in a Russian court rejected. That Russian court announcing it will uphold Griner's original sentence of 9 years in prison. Back with some breaking news out of Russia, where women's basketball star Brittney Griner had her appeal in a Russian court rejected. That Russian court announcing it will uphold Griner's original sentence of 9 years in prison. Griner has been detained, according to the United States, wrongfully since February after cartridges containing less than a gram of hashish oil were found in her luggage, and she was arrested on drug charges. She now is expected to be moved to a penal colony. Further appeal is possible. In a statement this morning, the White House called today's hearing a sham and said it continues to, quote, engage with Russia through every available channel and to make every effort to bring home Brittney.
Anthony Allen, my goodness gracious. It's going to be really, really tough for Brittney Griner, I can tell you that. I heard them Russian prisons aren't a joke. You know, she may come out with some balls and learning how to, fix some vodka. What do you think about this here, Brittney Griner? Do you think that Biden and those folks going to help her out? Or do you think that, she going to end up serving that time? What do you think?
How about that? Sorry about that.
Perfect.
Yeah. She's going to serve some hard time. These Russian prisons, they're called labor camps. And they have a good reason to call them labor camps, because you do hard time. You're going to be cracking some rocks, okay? And they don't play this, coddling like they do in the American prison. They make sure that you feel as if you're being punished, okay, for doing something, for breaking a law. Now, the thing about Brittney Griner, having these 9 years on her, she's going to have a lot of time to learn two things. She's going to have a lot of time to learn the Pledge of Allegiance, and she's going to have a lot of time to learn the national anthem. Okay, I bet you after 9 years, she's going to come out there saluting.
Oh, you know it.
Okay, standing up tall. She will find a new love for her own country, because prior to that, she hated America. She was a millionaire that just played basketball. She was entitled. She married another woman. Okay, so she didn't have any respect for our country whatsoever. As long as she could make a living and, spend her time the way she wanted to and marry another woman. But, Russia, they don't recognize that. So she's not going to get any conjugal visits, from another woman. She's going to do hard time there.
Oh, Lord.
And Biden, these people, he can't do anything with Putin. And Putin is telling the whole world that America and Joe Biden are weak. And we're going to just, dangle Brittney Griner in front of the whole world and say, we're going to give her 9 years, okay? And Biden can't do anything. There's no one in our prison that we want to swap for Brittney Griner. They have already tried that. They said, we don't want him back either. You can keep him too.
Yup. I was just about to bring that up, Anthony Allen.
Yeah.
That gosh darn bomb maker that they said they didn't want the sucker.
That's right.
Man, what can you, ain't that crazy? There's nothing that Biden can do. He don't want nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't want no money. He don't want no gas. He don't want no oil. He don't want no gold. He want nothing. So I'm with ya. She gonna be doing some hard time. We don't hold any chess pieces. We don't hold nothing that Russia wants. And if Russia wants anything, right, all they got to do is speak to the CCP, and CCP will come and speak to us and grab it from us. You get what I'm saying? Since Xi Jinping owned Biden in his rear end, so you know whatever Xi Jinping tell Biden, Biden gonna do it. So that's why Russia ain't jumping, and this should be a lesson to the folks who are out there like Brittney Griner, right? The ones that want to put down the U.S., who don't want to stand up for the national anthem, right? You want to turn your back. You want to do what's, quote unquote, what's trendy, right? You can do that, but just remember, you'll be caught up one day and nobody will give a rip about you. Just like me and Anthony Allen. Somebody come and tell me about Brittney Griner and she's crying in her cell. You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to say, I don't give a rip. Let me go ahead and finish eating my chicken. That's what I'm going to say. She didn't want to stand up for the national anthem. You didn't give a crap about the country. Suffer. Hold on. Suffer. Suffer. That's what I'm going to say, Anthony Allen. Last words on this here, sir.
Yeah, that's what has to happen. This should be a wake-up call. These entitled athletes feel as if they could go to a foreign country and break the country's laws. Okay, only in America would people think that. They think because they are Americans, they can break other countries' laws, and these countries will say, okay, you are an American, you're a basketball player, you're very, very popular, plus you're black and you're a lesbian. We've got to let you go. You hold all the ID cards. No, other countries don't play that. Only in America are people coddled. In Russia, they don't coddle these people. You break the law, you do hard time. Okay. Her only saving grace is that she wasn't in Saudi Arabia where they cut her hand off or cut her head off or cut her foot off. She better be glad she did it in Russia.
Yep, she better.
A break by doing it in Russia.
I'm telling you, it is crazy. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to somebody who just donated here. I want to give a shout out to the beautiful Kristen Walker. Kristen Walker donated, took our challenge on Cash App. Says, do you think Daryl Brooks will be a bottom? Yeah, I think he's gonna be a bottom. I absolutely do. Shout out to Kristen Walker. I think he will. Big Johnson Ben will be in his bunk. Yeah, and Big Johnson Ben, if you know what I mean. Big Johnson Ben, he'll be a white male, and I hope he's from the Aryan Nation. And he gonna be tearing up that booty, let me tell ya. Yeah, there's some booty pirates where Daryl Brooks is going. Yeah, if you know what a booty pirate is, you know what I'm talking about. They're gonna be searching for his booty. I'm telling ya. And he gonna get it. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. He gonna be in PC, protective custody. Yeah, and that booty is too. Absolutely. So that's what it is. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about Kanye West. Kanye West right now is still being, how can I say, targeted maybe? he's definitely being, how could I say, discriminated against. I could tell you that. By media organizations, banks, kitty cats, dogs. This remark he made about the Jewish folks that are in entertainment has really, really, really opened a lot of people's eyes. Now, in this country, you're able to speak about white Americans like crazy. You're able to put down Christians, right? They make fun of Christians all day. You're able to speak about a whole host of other folks. But you cannot speak about a certain group of folks. And they happen to be, quote unquote, Jews. You can't. If you say anything that they deem, I should say, they deem, not to their liking, it seems as if you're hit with a remark, you're hit with a comment, you're hit with a label of being anti-Semitic. Now, a lot of people have, complained about this. And it seems like that's what seems to be the case. Now, when we speak about what he spoke about, which is he spoke about a very specific group of Jewish folks. He didn't say all Jews. He spoke about the ones specifically in entertainment. And it seems like that got him in a whole host of issues. I want to go ahead and run this story. Adidas has officially cut ties with Kanye West. Adidas, which is kind of wild right now. Kanye West, no matter if you like him or you don't, he has opened a lot of people's eyes right now. And the more backlash he's getting from, the elite in the media, the more folks are saying that what he's saying is true. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. What do you guys think about it? When there's smoke, is there fire? That is the question. If there is smoke, is there fire? Or is somebody just smoking some good weed? One or two. Let's see what it is. Here we go.
Adidas announced it is ending its partnership with Kanye West. Now, this move comes after the rapper made offensive and anti-Semitic remarks. The company released a statement today saying it does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. It went on to say that Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable. Again, Adidas has cut ties with Kanye West.
Well, that's it for Good Day Wake Up.
Bow. So Adidas cuts ties with Kanye West. Now, all the folks out there who are on their high moral horse, and it has gold and it has a picture of Jesus on it, I want you to come down off that horse for a second. Rappers speak badly about women to the point where they call them B-I-H's. They call them bitches. They talk bad about police officers. They make racial remarks. Nobody says a gosh darn thing. The man speaks what he believes is the true statement. Is it about some folks at the top of the entertainment world who are Jewish? Doesn't say go and kill them or nothing. And look what's going on. Anthony Allen, what do you think about this here, sir? Gosh darn it. If there's smoke, is there fire? People just want to know.
Absolutely, man. This is so very, very much interesting, because you're exactly correct. Because we have these rappers and these singers, they call women hoes and bitches. And you know what they call black people, niggers, all day long. And they call white people crackers and hunkies. So apparently, it's okay to barrage everybody that they can possibly, black and white. But we have to, pull back a little bit when it comes to our Jewish friends. And like you said, he wasn't talking about all Jews. There's a certain group that he deals with at that high level that are behaving this way.
Yep.
And we're talking about social media. MRC cut ties with him.
Yep.
JP Morgan, Gap, Cohen, Claire, Lands, Guilford, Thrope, and Wartenstein. They cut ties with him. We have CAA, and of course we have Adidas. But you know what? The same thing happened to Rush Limbaugh. Whenever he would say something, all the sponsors would just go away, and cut ties with him. And this went on and on. But guess what happened? He got other sponsors. Kanye West, he'll get another banker.
Oh, yep.
Kanye West, he'll get someone that will replace the Gap to get his, fashion out there. He'll find some other, firm that will replace these that actually left. And this is the same similar thing that happened to Trump. And when these things happen, these people, they get better.
Yep.
Okay.
They do.
What we're going to watch and see is that Kanye will no longer be controlled by these sponsors. Okay. He'll have a whole lot more freedom. And like I said, he will get other lawyers, other bankers. But however, this is the bottom line. The best tie cut by Kanye West is the tie that he cut with Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
That's the one. Kim Kardashian takes over. That's the best tie right there.
Absolutely. Kim Kardashian and all the rest of those folks there, let me tell you something. Him cutting ties from that witch and that family, it has really opened his eyes to everything that has been going on.
Absolutely.
He even spoke about how Hillary Clinton had basically one line to Kim Kardashian. She can call Kim Kardashian and tell her to act a certain way, and she'll do that. And this is somebody who's really connected to the Democrat Party. Why are politicians hooking up with these type of entertainment moguls? And I can tell you a reason why. It's to influence the population, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. And when you start seeing this, you start understanding, hey, these people really don't have a mind of their own. They really don't. If they don't comply with folks like Hillary Clinton, guess what? Gosh darn it, they're not going to be where they're at. So we start seeing that this club that's in the entertainment industry transcends just the entertainment industry, right? It goes into different fields of life, ladies and gentlemen, right? Different industries. This is how the web of the Luciferians work. That's how it spreads, right? It just doesn't stop with them running for office. Why do you think Hillary Clinton and the rest of these Democrat politicians, every time they have in some sort of event, They have Beyonce shaking her ass on stage, right? Yeah. They got a Jay-Z rapping on stage and tap dancing, eating chicken. Why do you think they do that stuff? Because they know that there's a certain portion of the population who don't give a rip about politics, but they give a rip about Kim Kardashian's ass and how big it is. Yeah. And if Kim Kardashian says, this chicken is good, vote for Hillary Clinton, guess what? There's some people who are going to try to figure out what type of chicken she's eating and vote for Hillary Clinton. So this guy here, Kanye West, in a sense, has really, really broken away from the slavery of the Democrat Party, in a sense. And now he's a free slave. He's running. Yes. This is what a slave look like when they're running, right? Yeah, the master is saying, you know what the master is doing? Hey, you see that nigger? Don't let him get anything. Yeah, he get no money. Cut everything. Gosh, I hate that nigga. That's the way they talking about Kanye West. He's a free nigga. Last words here, sir.
That's exactly what we were talking about. This whole idea that, he's losing all these sponsors. And Kanye West finally is speaking like he's a billionaire. Yep. He doesn't need any of these people, the same way that Rush Limbaugh didn't need them. When he would lose his sponsorships for speaking the truth, you know what Rush Limbaugh did? He would just get into his Learjet and fly to California and watch a ball game. He didn't care about these people because he knew he would get some better sponsors. Okay, so Kanye West, you said exactly right, Jermaine BOTSIO. He's free now. Mm-hmm. He's free of these people, and he's free of Kim Kardashian, and he has already purchased Parler. He is already doing some things to make up for these masters that were holding him back. He's going to do great. He will be okay.
He was kicked off the platforms, right? Gosh darn it, he was. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if liberals had Jesus' phone number, they'll be calling Jesus right now. Hey, excuse me, Jesus. I know that we don't pray to you or the Lord. We don't like Christians, but we just want to tell you, but we need you to say Kanye's not a good Christian. Kick him out of heaven. This is the type of stuff they'll do. I'm telling you, they evil folks. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share, all right? Make sure you do share. We need to get the word out. We certainly do. We certainly do. And what's crazy to me is that Christians better wake up as well. Because this is this should make Christians wake up. For the simple fact is that you can talk as bad as you want about Christians, but Muslims or Jews, you can't say nothing. Not even something benign. You can't even do that. Christians, you better wake up, right? You better. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up, I want to speak to you about a narrative that's being pushed out right now by the liberal left. As you guys know, November 8th is the day that liberals are banking that they can get enough of their folks in the midterms. And right now, they are building a narrative that conservatives and Republicans, extremists, are out there watching the ballots, watching the polling places, and harassing voters. I want to go ahead and run this story that is put out by a very, very nasty man by the name of Anderson Cooper. Absolutely. Very nasty man. And when it comes back, I want to speak about this here, ladies and gentlemen. We need to speak about this because let me tell you, this narrative ain't going away. It ain't. Here we go.
At the top of the program, we told you about a new assessment from a top Homeland Security official describing the threat environment ahead of the midterm elections as, quote, incredibly heightened. Also just in, Arizona Secretary of State tonight says she's sent additional reports of what they call potential voter intimidation to the state's Attorney General's office and the Federal Justice Department. Now, we should point out the Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs, is the Democrat running for governor in the state. In any event, the new alleged incidents come in addition to the one that got so much attention over the weekend. CNN's Kyung La has more.
Outside an early ballot drop box in Mesa, Arizona, 2 men, armed, wearing tactical gear, watching voters. A vigil taking place over multiple nights.
Hi, guys.
One woman, a Phoenix area grandmother, decided to confront them.
Okay. Hey, don't touch me.
Why did you decide to go out there?
I'm standing up and pushing back against those people and standing up for everybody's right to vote. You don't mind if I sit up right here, do you? Without fear of retaliation or any kind of intimidation. Hi, how are you?
She asked we not show her face because she did this. Went right up in the armed man's face.
You know, I don't talk. I take care of business. I go out there and I do what I have to do. Nice to meet you. I push back against these kind of people who are intimidating voters. No, he's putting that in my face. I'm sitting down. He's with a gun standing over top of me. And I'm standing up and pushing back against those people and standing up for everybody's right to vote without fear of retaliation or any kind of intimidation. I'm just sitting here. I'm not even communicating with them. I'm sitting right here. You know, seeing that, you would think you were in, you know, some autocratic nation and not the United States of America.
2 outdoor ballot drop boxes in Maricopa County have become an election flashpoint. Around the clock, so-called ballot watchers are camped out. Late Sunday night, we saw this group of women at the same drop box.
You're not supposed to talk to anybody? I'm not going to, thank you.
They didn't want to talk. At another drop box in downtown Phoenix, they're photographing voters. And already, these actions are impacting how voters feel. According to complaints filed and referred to the Department of Justice last week, one voter complained he was called a mule. That's a reference to a conspiracy movie that spread lies about the 2020 election.
I'm talking about people who have spread lies.
To Maricopa County Board Supervisor Bill Gates, a Republican who has defended the election process. 2 years of lies have come to this.
Why are you in camouflage? From what? How's that going to keep people from seeing you? You're in a parking lot. We're really losing rationality and logic here.
Arizona has lived through the discredited partisan review of Maricopa County's 2020 ballots. And now Republicans on the midterm ballot, like gubernatorial nominee Kari Lake, are raising doubts about this November's election before a single vote has even been counted.
I'm afraid that it probably is not going to be completely fair. I wish I could sit here and say I have complete faith in this system. I don't have faith in this system.
We began to look at defining fence.
Republican Secretary of State nominee Mark Finchem urged followers on social media to watch all drop boxes and made a conspiracy reference to Democratic donor George Soros.
This is why we have elections, to avoid these sort of confrontations. It's been normalized in some way over the past few years, but we're not going to normalize it here in Maricopa County. I encourage people, let's take the temperature down.
Ken Lau joins us now from Mesa, Arizona. So I understand the sheriff from Maricopa County has now weighed in on these incidents as well.
He says that basically this doesn't meet a threshold for a crime. He was specifically asked, what can you do about this? And he says he's going to expend resources. I can see 2 sheriff's patrol vehicles sitting nearby. They are keeping watch on this. There are undercover deputies here as well. But that there is a right to bear arms here in Arizona. And the tactical gear, while he considers it very unfortunate, it is clothing of their choosing. And what is still happening out here, Anderson, is this is the box over my right shoulder, very innocuous. We are seeing people vote. But this is still continuing. You can see these folks on these lawn chairs. It doesn't appear any of this particular group is armed. That's usually when the sun comes down that people here and deputies here have told us that they show up. The sheriff did say that he's working with the Department of Justice to see if any of this might be impeding the vote and if this is a violation of a federal crime. One thing I should
and
add,
I'm going to stop it right here. So,
lawsuit.
Anthony Allen, my goodness gracious, let me tell you something. The liberals are pushing the narrative, aren't they?
Yes.
I don't know if these folks are, supporters of Donald Trump. I don't know if these folks are right-wingers. I don't know anything about these folks, but one thing I do know about CNN and folks on the left, they love putting out hoaxes and they love perpetrating frauds. And I wouldn't be surprised if we found out those folks are just imitating patriots. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is absolutely outrageous. They are mixing, folks who have what I call a certified and valid reason to, what I'm talking about the election.
Yep.
Brother, what do you think about this?
Yeah. Let me give a shout out to Kristen Walker for her generous donation, and also to
Miss
Ron
Walker.
Gusto. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys very much. Love you guys too. The thing is, Jermaine BOTSIO, this report, it really is a Democrat campaign ad. As you listen to it, you can tell how they are anti ballot box watchers.
Yep, they
don't
are.
want that to happen. I mean, you can just feel it, the animosity that this reporter has for what these men and women are doing. So we have people like this woman trying to intimidate these ballot box watchers. Now, these men have every right to bear arms. They aren't breaking any laws. They have every right to wear the clothing that they want to, and they have every right to sit or stand in a public place watching a public ballot box.
Absolutely.
This is not going to change. Now, the other little, thing that we're talking about is the fact that she's a woman. And because she's a woman, she is getting away with intimidating these men. Okay, she's getting in their faces. Men are not going to just necessarily hit a woman and push her off.
Yep.
So she's a female and she's getting in their faces. She has a camera that has a light on it, and she's putting that camera in the faces of these guys. And then she's purposely sitting next to them. She is not a part of that.
Yep,
but
she's
doing it
harassing
on
them
purpose
too.
Because, like you said, they are trying to start something. And we know that earlier this week, a couple of days ago, Hillary Clinton, she came out with a video. And in this video, she was claiming that Republicans are trying to steal the 2022 midterms and the 2024 presidential election. And so now, all over our country, Jermaine BOTSIO, you're going to have these leftists. They are going to try to intimidate and cause conflict with peaceful citizens watching the ballot boxes.
Mm-hmm.
This was Hillary Clinton sent out the call to arms, to go out there and start intimidating anyone that they see sitting around peacefully, watching these ballot boxes. So this is a test, and they want to test it out because they have to test it first, and that's all they're doing. And they want to find a fight. They are looking for a ruckus. And so, no, she's not some kind of tough woman trying to, seek peace. She's trying to cause a riot. She's trying to cause a ruckus.
Absolutely. She's trying to cause a ruckus. She's a harasser. Anthony Allen, there's nothing illegal about what those men were doing.
Right.
There's nothing illegal. They can sit there and they can watch all day. If they wanted to, they could be across the street in a gosh darn alley or at a restaurant looking through a window watching the box, Anthony Allen. They can do that. So the fact of the matter of her doing that lets you know what type of game they're on. They're trying to make it seem as if, you know, conservatives, Republicans are somehow trying to do something nefarious, right? Oh, they're trying to cheat. They're trying to do this, trying to do that. No. We find out that the people who are usually accusing is the ones who are actually doing it. And this is a Democrat play. They're the ones who are actually doing that stuff. And her being a woman, in my personal opinion, has nothing to do with it. It could have been a guy. He's harassing the folks who are sitting there, who are constitutionally doing what they want to do. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. They're harassing the guys, trying to create some sort of narrative, some sort of fight, just like you said. And I totally think what she's doing is the wrong thing. And if she does it to the wrong type of folks, Anthony Allen, who knows, she could get what she's seeking, which is an altercation. Last words on this here, sir.
Yeah, see, these Democrats know that there is a date coming up very, very fast, November the 8th. That's their day of reckoning. They would love to have an incident. They would love to have a big fight. They would love to have someone get hurt. And that's what they're seeking, because they know on November the 8th, that's when they are out of there. We will win the midterms. There will be some cheating going on, but we have to have people out there guarding and watching these ballot boxes, because the Democrats, they will cheat. And she's trying to virtue signal. This lady is. She's trying to talk in that sing-songy voice. Hello, how are you doing? Can I sit next to you? No, that's passive-aggressive intimidation. Because she's a woman, she wants to get away with that. Okay? And so she's not going to get away with it. These guys are not going to, do anything to her, but she's going to push the envelope. And this is what they want. And we have got to be vigilant toward this, kind of passive-aggressive intimidation.
Intimidation, yeah. It's an absolute intimidation. And she was trying to get those folks out of there. I don't trust these Democrats at all, ladies and gentlemen, at all. Let me tell you, especially this type of foolish narrative that they're pushing. So you're going to start seeing it. Remember, October surprise, right? Herschel Walker got a surprise in October, right? There's a lot of folks catching surprises right now, Anthony Allen. Let me tell you, it's not over yet. We still got Halloween, right? For Democrats, it's Halloween every day. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right, we got a lot more to discuss. All right, absolutely. Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about John Fetterman. Oh, yeah, John Fetterman. He's going against Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. And let me tell you something, it's getting quite heated right now, Anthony Allen. I believe Democrats are mentally handicapped and challenged. I certainly do. And let me tell you something, John Fetterman, regardless of his medical condition now, he was already quite wild before. Right now, he's just even wilder. Tucker Carlson roasts John Fetterman in his debate answers. He recently had a debate with Dr. Oz, and let me tell you something. It was quite good. You need to take a look at that. But I want to go ahead and run this clip, and when it comes back, I want to speak to you guys about it. I want to speak to you guys about mental incapable candidates, mentally handicapped folks. Should they be called out? There's a lot of people who are saying that if you call out Biden stumbles, you're being a bully. But are you really being a bully? Here we go.
So the Fetterman Dr. Oz debate just ended. Holy smokes, full-blown 30-car Amtrak derailment for Fetterman. Here he is explaining how he'd handle inflation.
Here's what I think we have to fight about inflation here right now. That's what we need to fight about inflation, right now, because it's a tax on working families, and Dr. Oz can't possibly understand what that is like.
Oh, it gets better. If that guy's elected senator from the state of Pennsylvania, you'll have real concerns about the system being legitimate. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel.
You can see that the answer right there, right? The answer was pretty. It was. It was pretty rudimentary, pretty simple. A lot of folks online have some memes on it. I'm trying to be very nice right now, Anthony Allen. I'm really trying to be nice. I'm really trying to be nice with this because my wife earlier, I was speaking to her about this, and she said, "Well, he's had a stroke, Jermaine. He's had a stroke," and I said, "I've listened to him before." Gosh darn it. Did he have a stroke before in the womb? My wife started chuckling a little bit, but still, Anthony Allen, when you hear an answer like this, there's a lot of Democrat candidates who are able to get into office speaking like this. And apparently when you even pointed out, there's a group of folks out there, even on the right, that want to call you a bully. Now, I want to run this second clip here, all right? And it's about fracking. John Fetterman has flip-flopped on his issue on fracking. And another joke has came out about this one. I want you guys to take a look at his answer to fracking, and him not trying to release his full medical records. This is a big deal. Something that Sleepy Joe is on the same page on as well. And he's elected, apparently. Here we go. Make sure you share.
But experiencing some stumbles throughout the debate, particularly during an exchange over fracking, challenged by the moderators for past contradictory comments.
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I do support fracking.
Fetterman says he's fit to serve, citing a letter from his doctor, but he would not commit to releasing his full medical records.
I believe if my doctor believes that I'm fit to serve, and that's what I believe is appropriate.
I need to play that again, Anthony Allen. My goodness gracious, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If folks like this can get elected, we got to move to Mars. You get what I'm saying? I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, hold on. Let me replay this. I want folks to understand. There's a Democrat right now who's being elected who speaks probably worse than this. Holy smokes. Let's go back.
But experiencing some stumbles throughout the debate, particularly during an exchange over fracking, challenged by the moderators for past contradictory comments.
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand, and I do support fracking.
Fetterman says he's fit to serve, citing a letter from his doctor, but he would not commit to releasing his full medical records.
I believe if my doctor believes that I'm fit to serve, and that's what I believe is appropriate.
Your doctor said you're fit to serve Slurpees at McDonald's. You're fit to serve hot dogs at Sonic's. He didn't say fit to serve office. Fit to serve being a gosh darn dog catcher. That's what he said. Anthony Allen, who is this doctor? Is this Doctor Who? Who is this doctor? Gosh darn it. What do you think about this here? I mean, aren't we in trouble if folks like this get elected?
Oh, we are. This is big trouble. You know, this 2-week lead up to the 2022 midterms. Can you imagine how much trouble the Democrats have to be in if they have a candidate like this that they're pushing? Okay, he is cognitively declining. Okay, he can't string a sentence together. He loses his train of thought. They're on national TV, and the press is trying to pretend as if they know what he's talking about. Okay, this is horrible for the Democrats if this is the best that they have. But you know what, JERMAIN, BOTSIO? Guess what? We have seen this play before. Haven't we seen this play before? Remember, there was another candidate that was in cognitive decline, and his wife didn't pull him off the campaign trail.
Nope.
His campaign managers and handlers kept him out there on the campaign trail.
They certainly did.
And what happened to this candidate? He became president. Okay. So what I'm getting at is this. Somehow they are calculating that if Joe Biden can become president after his cognitive decline, then somehow that they feel that John Fetterman, that there is a chance, that there is a possibility that their candidate that is out to lunch, their candidate, John Fetterman, who is in cognitive decline, he can win the election. Okay, that's their calculation. Because anyone else, if you and I were in that state, or if our spouses were in that state, what would happen? You know, they would say, hey, honey, come off the campaign trail.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. You've been out there, you've done well. Just come on in and retire. But not these people. They say, if you're in cognitive decline, like Joe Biden, if you cannot put a sentence together, like John Fetterman, then guess what? You can become president, and you can become a senator, and you can win the race. It should scare the bejesus out of a whole lot of people if this is what they're trying to do.
Absolutely. It scares the bejesus out of me. I can tell you that. Democrats are already cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They already mentally handicapped. And then on top of that, you're going to have a person like this, Anthony Allen, who is, quote unquote, he's cleared apparently by his doctor. You know, somebody put down Dr. Seuss. You get what I'm saying?
There you go.
Dr. Corn, what is it? Corn syrup. Corn starch and syrup. It's crazy. It is, ladies and gentlemen. And apparently they're saying his doctor is one of his biggest donors.
He is.
Yeah, so that lets you know, ladies and gentlemen, that it ain't all cracked up to what it should be. Yeah, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Absolutely. This guy here, if he's elected, it would be a very, 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 very crazy place to live. Pennsylvania. Hopefully that folks over there, they're doing their due diligence. They're looking at what hell is right now, and they want it to change. Dr. Oz, I'm not a huge fan of his, not at all. But I can tell you he would be better than the alternative. I can tell you that. So I'm hoping folks out there can use some common sense. But one thing I do know about the Democrat Party, they love to set up lies. And they will use John Fetterman. They'll use sympathy. They'll use a whole bunch of other crap so that he can win. And when John Fetterman is saying that he would release a third of the population that's in prison, who have, who quote unquote don't have nonviolent offenses and all sorts of stuff, John Fetterman doesn't know what the deal is. He is placating and tap dancing for a crowd out there. And you can see how crazy America is, how the crime is here in this country. And for him to have a thought process like this should scare the bejesus out of everybody and their dog ass. Anthony Allen, last words on this here, sir.
Yeah, everybody keep in mind that the Democrats, they are geniuses when it comes to early voting. I heard that in Pennsylvania, half of the Pennsylvania votes are already in. So people that voted for John Fetterman, he already has their votes. That's part of the Democrats, game plan, is to get as many votes in as early as they can, because the wheels will come off the Democrats' campaign, and guess what? They cannot change their votes. And this is the case with John Fetterman, because we know that people that voted that have already voted, they would love to change their votes and say, wait a minute, a mistake was made, but it's too late now. And we have to be very, very vigilant. Once again, we as Republicans and conservatives, we have got to come out and overcome the early voting of the Democrats and the early cheating of the Democrats too.
Yep.
We have to overcome both of those things.
This stupid mail-in ballot crap that's going on, Anthony Allen, let me tell you something, is a gosh darn demon in itself. I'm letting folks know that mail-in ballot crap, I just don't trust it, Anthony Allen. If you're not able to go and vote in person, if you're doing that early voting where you're sitting your ballots in and all, I just don't trust it. I just don't. There too many stuff can go wrong with it, Anthony Allen. Just too much. And then this, they have so many of this stuff going on. I just don't trust it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Moving forward, Anthony Allen, since we're speaking about Democrats on the cognitive decline, I want to speak to you about one man. I'll call him Mr. Magoo. He goes by the name of Joe Biden. He has been in cognitive decline since he was born, Anthony Allen. I'm telling you, since he was born. This man here fell asleep during an interview. I mean, some of these words woke him up. I want to go ahead and run this. This is just absolutely crazy, Anthony Allen. And this is, quote unquote, what 81 million people voted for? This is what they're saying, right? He said he got the most votes in history. He loves saying that real slowly and real angrily. You get what I'm saying? He loves saying it like that. I want to go ahead and run this. I want to speak about this here. Another man, Mr. Magoo. His eyes are very low most of the time. He gets angry very fast. He loves to trip up the stairs and down. Yeah. He doesn't discriminate going up or down. He loves to trip, let me tell you. Let me go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you share. Here we go.
I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention. My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Dr. Biden is for it. Mr. President. Oh.
Dr. Biden thinks that, my wife thinks that we're doing something very important.
Wake your ass up. Wake your ass up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You see that? Wake your ass up.
I have
Anthony
not made
Allen,
that.
This man, I'm telling you, one of his eyes, Anthony Allen, was closed. The other eye was open. It was almost as if the man was being controlled. You get what I'm saying? Like the battery and the chip in his head was getting low. You get what I'm saying? And then somebody gave him a good jolt where he just woke up. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this again. This man here on the decline. Who the hell can listen to this man?
I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention. My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Dr. Biden is for it. Mr. President.
Wake up! Wake your
Dr.
ass
Biden
up.
thinks that, my wife thinks that we're doing something very important.
I'm telling you, Anthony Allen, this man, ladies and gentlemen, he got to be high. Ladies and gentlemen, he got to be high as hell. Speaking like this. He got one eye open, one eye closed, Anthony Allen. I mean, my goodness gracious. What do you think about this? Gosh, did 81 million folks vote for him?
Oh, man. You know, Sleepy Joe, he fell asleep. And you could tell the media, this interviewer was trying to cover for Sleepy Joe. Now, the interviewer was kind of caught off guard because, Joe was supposed to be juiced up enough that he wouldn't fall asleep. But he fell asleep anyway, and that startled the interviewer. However, when Sleepy Joe woke up, from his slumber, of course, he answered the question. But he answered in such a generic way that answer could have been given to any question.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just that generic, and we have to always understand this. And you hit it well during our last segment. This is how the Democrats Party, this is the level of politics. These people like Joe Biden and John Fetterman, these are puppets, okay? And they want people that are in cognitive decline so they can control them. And Joe Biden, he's not there. He's someone that isn't there. There's nobody home there. But guess what? He is the president of this country, and they are going to keep him that way. Keep him there, juice him up, shots, whatever it takes. They're going to juice him up because he has to be in that position. And so this is a very, very scary situation for us to be in with a president that is in obvious cognitive decline.
I'm telling you. It really, really, really blows my mind, ladies and gentlemen. It really does. It does. The man can sit there and then just talk, and then all of a sudden, he goes to sleep. That is like, people are saying that's like a sign of dementia. That's a sign of, gosh darn it, you shouldn't be president. You get what I'm saying? That's a sign you need to take your ass home and, put it up. That's a sign that he got to be in a retirement home. You get what I'm saying? He is not mentally fit to be in the position that he's in, ladies and gentlemen. He's not mentally fit for it right now. And we don't have Republicans, in my personal opinion, sounding the horn on this, Anthony Allen. If this was Donald Trump, oh Lord, they would be speaking about this from here to Pakistan. But once more again, the national Republicans out there pissing me off as usual. They're not speaking about this. They should be really sounding the horn on this. But they're not doing it. They should be sounding the horn on a lot of things. But they're not doing it. A lot of them that are running right now, they're not even trying to mention Donald Trump's name. And you know who's picking up on this, Anthony Allen? The weak-ass Democrats. Folks on MSNBC who are pointing this out. That, hey, look at these Republican candidates. They're trying to distance themselves from Trump. So we have to make sure that we vote for people who are aligned with the right purpose. Because without doing that, you can see where it gets us. It gets us hell. Now, Anthony Allen, last but not least, I want to speak to you about Donald Trump. You have sounded the horn on what they will do to him. And let me tell you something. They are doing that exact thing. They want to prosecute Trump. They want to throw charges on him. They want to drop it like it's hot. Let me tell you, like it's hot. And I believe they are going to as well. The January 6th committee has subpoenaed Trump to testify under oath. And let me tell you something, Liz Cheney, I heard her the other day. She's saying that he will not escape it. If not, they got some stuff for him. They are claiming that they have evidence to have multiple charges on Trump. This is what the headlines are saying. This is what MSNBC, CNN are saying. I want to go ahead and run this video. When it comes back, we'll definitely speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
House January 6th committee, has officially subpoenaed former President Donald Trump to testify under oath and turn over documents. It comes as Trump ally Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4 months in prison for defying a subpoena from the same committee. CBS 2's Bradley Blackburn joins us live from the newsroom with the latest. Bradley?
Andrea, that sentence is a reminder that this committee has teeth. Whether they can force the former president to cooperate is a bigger question. Yesterday, that process took a major step forward.
The clerk will report the vote.
A week after they voted to subpoena a former president, the January 6th committee's request is now official. They say former President Trump must testify either in person or via video conference beginning in mid-November. And they're requesting documents from the man they argue played a central role in trying to subvert an election and triggering the assault on the Capitol. Committee member Pete Aguilar says the former president could testify in a live hearing.
We're going to be prepared if the former president decides to come, and if he puts restrictions on it for live testimony, we're going to be prepared for that eventuality.
The committee delivered the subpoena in writing, asking Trump for all his communications by phone, text, or messaging app Signal on January 6th, and any information referring to the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, or other militia groups. In a statement, Trump's attorneys accused the committee of flouting norms by publicly releasing a copy of its subpoena.
We're in uncharted waters, not so much because he's an ex-president, I think, but because he is still such a politically significant figure.
The request came as Trump's longtime ally and advisor Steve Bannon faced punishment for defying his own subpoena from the committee. A judge sentenced him to 4 months in prison.
I've got a great legal team, and there'll be multiple areas of appeal.
The judge said Bannon can remain free while that appeals process moves forward. And it's not clear what would happen if former President Trump defies his subpoena. He could fight it in court, ignore it, or simply try to delay until the end of the year, because the committee's only authorized through the current Congress, which ends in January. Andrea?
Well, Bradley, how unusual is it for a former president to be issued a congressional subpoena?
It's rare, but it has happened. Former presidents have been subpoenaed and then testified before Congress dating back to the 1840s. Some former presidents have fought it. Others, like Theodore Roosevelt, have answered questions voluntarily. And the January 6th committee, Andrea, did point to that history in their message to former President Trump yesterday.
Bradley Blackburn live in our newsroom. Bradley, thank you.
I'm telling you, they will not stop, Anthony Allen. They will not stop until they get their wish, which is Trump being locked up. Now, these people are already telegraphing the play. They're going to drop charges on Trump. But they do a test trial, which is, let's go ahead and speak about it here first. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. What do you think about this here? Do you think that Trump will speak about he would testify? Do you think that he'll have some sort of legal loophole through one of his attorneys? What do you think here, sir?
Yeah, I broke this idea on Conservative Nation, and since that time, we picked it up, and you have also pushed it out there. We were the first one to say the end game or goal here is to put Trump in jail.
Yeah.
And now they're walking toward that very, very carefully, very, very slowly. They're piecing it all together. The January 6th, jailing of those people. They had Bannon, with a 4-month sentence, and now they have a subpoena, and now they're, leaking that they're going to, have charges against Trump. Yeah. And we've been talking about this. Many conservatives backed away from this idea that you and I started pushing out there, and now they have caught up with us. They really see that this is the end game. But this is a precursor. What they're doing now is a precursor to jailing Trump. It is a fishing expedition. That's why they want everything that Trump has, everything. They want, email, they want documents, they want his underwear. They don't care. As long as they can, put this, make a perjury trap. If he says that, he wore a blue shirt on a certain day, and they find out that it was a white shirt, they got him in perjury. But, this is a perjury trap. The eminent Professor Dershowitz, he says that Trump should not testify in this perjury trap. Okay. Now we don't know what Trump is going to do. He's a very, very smart man, but the whole ball of wax is they want Trump in jail. Not only, and I'm going to say this here on this show, not only do they want Trump in jail, but they want his family in jail. They aren't just talking about Trump. They want everybody associated with Trump in jail. And this reminds us of what happens, to former kings. If another king conquers like a kingdom, that king is killed, his sons are killed, his wife, his children, daughters, they're all killed. There's no one else left in the old king's reign. And they want to make sure that Trump is taken out forever. These people, they are very, very dangerous. But getting back to this other point, when we saw what happened to Steve Bannon, this is just a precursor for what they want to do to Trump. This is a test. Everything has to be tested before they get it to Trump. And you are absolutely correct. They are testing this thing out to say, now, this is how we do this to Steve Bannon. He got 4 months. Let's just refine this. And now that they have it refined, they're going after Trump, and they will drop criminal charges on President Trump. I'm talking about criminal charges.
Yep, they
not
will.
Just namby-pamby stuff. Criminal charges on Donald J. Trump.
They absolutely will, Anthony Allen. They absolutely will, and they don't give a rip if it will go all the way through or not. They just want to. It's another way for them to muddy up the background of Donald Trump. So even if he doesn't get convicted, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It's something for them to use when they're going against him in the election. That's what it comes down to. They know that these type of things work with certain folks, especially the older folks. You start speaking about somebody's background and start saying, hey, yeah, they ran in with the law. They had this charge. They had that charge, this and that. There, to a lot of folks, they're like, oh, well, this guy, I can't really trust him. He got all this stuff in his background. That this is what muddying the waters do, right? There's a lot of conservatives out there who don't want to vote for Trump anymore because they said, hey, he brings too much garbage with them. This is what they say.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? He's been tried twice already, and he wasn't convicted when he did the what is it called?
The impeachments.
Impeachment. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. So that being said, and then all the stuff that he brings around, they're saying that he brings too much stuff with him. He's too much baggage. So you got those type of conservatives who are already in the, looking for somebody else, and then you add this type of crap on top of it. So they are trying to succeed in just muddying him up more and more and more and more and more and more and more. If there's a woman that will come out that's retarded, that will say, hey, Trump, when I was dreaming about Trump, he sexually molested me. Guys started to arrest him, right? I mean, liberals would love to do that. Let me tell you. That's how crazy it is. So we're just hoping right now that, a lot of these folks at the top will soon be arrested, or something in this country will shift, such as a culture change where, this type of behavior won't be accepted anymore. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these behaviors are bullying, it's criminal type of behavior, and it's accepted there at the top, and people who are quote unquote the subordinates, they accept that type of behavior as well. So we need that type of culture, that behavior to change so that, a lot of the other things in this country can change. Last words on this here, sir.
Yeah, there's two things here, my friend. What they want to do by eliminating Donald Trump is they want to run their establishment candidate. Now, the establishment candidate they would love to run would be Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Like I want to leave out DeSantis. Let's just push him to a side. He's going to be the governor of Florida, and he's not establishment. He's MAGA, but the establishment, they want to run Mike Pence. And when Mike Pence runs, the rumor will be his VP will be Liz Cheney.
Yep.
Okay. That's the establishment ticket they would love to have. Pence and Cheney. Okay. That should galvanize the establishment without Trump being there. The other thing, too, is that let's keep in mind that the Biden administration, the Biden puppet, whoever's doing this, they have weaponized DOJ and the FBI and the IRS. So leading up to the 2024 election, Donald J. Trump, he will be inundated with all kinds of charges from New York, Florida, Georgia, the FBI, the CIA, the IRS. They will inundate him with charges everywhere, all over him, to do like you say, to muddy him up, to make him look bad, such that, you know what, people will just say, he's too dirty, and they'll go for Liz Cheney and Pence. And, so we have to be very, very vigilant. Conservatives do not back down.
Absolutely. And that's why I don't trust the establishment Republicans that are in there, is because they would rather have their type of candidate than an American First candidate, than a candidate that supports Donald Trump or even Donald Trump himself. They don't want that in this country. And in my personal opinion, they're part of the same arm that is destroying this country. Playing sweet with the Democrats, acting as if, what they're doing ain't criminal at all. And then now you're seeing that the establishment Republicans are playing this game, acting as if they really care about the folks, but yet they really don't. A lot of the things they're doing at the national level is really, not helping us out. They're not fighting like they really should be for family and for things of this nature. So, we're just praying for a change in this country, and we're praying for folks to, have a renewed heart. That's what it comes down to. Anthony Allen, I want to thank you so much for coming on in here and hanging out with us. It's been a while, and let me tell you something. I'm glad that you're back. We shall have a show, I think, every Wednesday or Thursday. I think.
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
And get back to flaming and roasting these fools. Any last words for our beautiful crowd here, son?
Yeah, this beautiful crowd, thank you so much for your donations. I, haven't been able to look at the activity on PayPal, so if I missed that one, I'll get to that and thank people. Conservative Nation is the apex of conservatism, because we're pushing the envelope. We're trying our best to look over the horizon and look around the corner. And, that takes study, it takes research. And that's what Jermaine BOTSIO does. And that's what I do also. And so we're out there in front. So we do need, you to, donate. And, our donations, they go toward building the platform. I really do appreciate those so very much. But, more importantly, I do appreciate each and every person in the audience, because you guys and gals are like my family. So I do appreciate that. But like I always say, stay focused. Do not go wobbly. We're going to take the House and the Senate and the presidency. And after we do that, we still have to stay vigilant even after we win. When we win, don't go away and relax and rest on your laurels. But we have to keep pushing even when we win.
Absolutely, we have to. We have to be vigilant, and we have to make sure that we do what is needed in our own realm to make sure that, folks around us are safe, families and friends, and ourselves as well. Thank you so much, Anthony Allen, for coming on in here, hanging out with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out with us as well. I believe I'll be on with our good friend Jamal tomorrow. So come and hang out with us. We shall have a very, very good time. You know it. I believe we'll be streaming 9 p.m. Central, so like right around now. So that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank everybody who donated as well. Thank you so much, everybody who hit that like button and everybody who shared. We'll definitely get together and hit it next time. Make sure you guys take care and be safe, all right? We love you. Take care. Good night.